We're in the middle of winter here in the Northern Hemisphere, and many of us are struggling to find the motivation to go outside and exercise. Even though we know that fresh air is good for us, it's really tempting to just stay inside when the weather looks so unpleasant and we just don't feel like going out. So how do we find the motivation to get ourselves out the door? Well, in this video, I have a bunch of suggestions for you. So hello, hey, I'm Chris. I'm a psychologist specializing in anxiety, and let's go through the list of ideas of how you can get out the door. So the first thing I'd encourage you to do is remind yourself that your feelings are biased. You're sitting inside thinking, oh, it's warm and cozy and I don't want to go outside because it'll be horrible and I'll feel crap. But actually, most of us feel better when we get out there, and once we go, once we get back, we feel much better of having done it, and our mind is biased. It doesn't tend to remind us of how good we feel having gone out for some exercise, gone out for a walk, whatever it is. It doesn't tend to remind us of that when we're sat inside in our cozy house or flat, asking ourselves if we really want to go out. And so I would encourage you to interrupt that cognitive process and say, hang on a minute, I know if I go out I will feel better, so I'm going to ignore these feelings of that I don't want to go out at the moment and just go for it anyway. Number two is build it into some kind of routine. One of the problems we find ourselves is that we ask ourselves, am I going today, am I not? But if it's in a routine or on some kind of plan, then that decision is kind of made for us because our routine tells us when it's time to go out and when it isn't. So what routine or what plan could you put in place so that you don't have to make that decision on a day-to-day, you just go out? Number three is, can you bundle anything else into it? So for example, I have a really cool audiobook that I'm listening to at the moment, and I only really listen to that when I go out for a run. So I'm thinking, well, I don't want to go out into the cold, but I do want to go listen to my audiobook. Or another example, at the moment I'm counting calories, and so if I know I go for a run, then that's an extra bun I can have later today. Number four is, and this won't be appropriate for everyone, but if you have some spare cash, then invest in some nice winter gear. Because if you go out there and you don't have the right gear, then you are going to have suboptimal time. Whereas if you've got some nice winter clothing that will keep you warm and dry and happy when you're out there, you're going to enjoy it much more and you're going to be much more motivated to go. That doesn't mean you need to spend loads of money on high-end expensive brands. In fact, some of the best cycling gear I got from an Aldi special buy. But it is worth, if you can, in investing in some nice winter clothing that will keep you warm and dry so that you don't have to deal with the unpleasantness of the winter weather getting to you quite so much. Number five is participate in virtual challenges. There's a bunch of these you could do. So you could go to some of them that offer medals where you sign up and you log your mileage and then they send you a medal at the end. But there's also plenty of free ones that you can do on social networks such as Strava, where you can just sign up and you don't get the medal, but it's free and you just get to log your mileage and complete your goal and get a little digital badge. Whatever on the spectrum you're doing there, you could even just make up your own challenge and try and hit that. It just gives you a goal to work towards and another reason to get yourself out of the door. And finally, number six, could you meet up with a friend? That will make the whole thing more enjoyable. That will give you a bit of accountability. It's very difficult to bail once you've made a commitment to a friend. So maybe you agree to meet up with them and you go for a walk or a run or whatever exercise you're doing together, and that should hopefully get you out the door. So there you go, 6 ideas for helping you motivate yourself to get out the door when it's cold and in the middle of winter like it is right now. Hope you found that useful. If so, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos.